Right, just as a quick recap for where we have been, we're trying to find this woman who, our friend Emma ran into on this train, who has mysteriously disappeared. Nobody seems to remember seeing this woman at all, but we found out that her name is Alma. We're pretty certain her last name ends in K because of the ring saying AK. We figured out that Vida and Monty, I'm fairly certain Vida and Monty were the travelling magicians. I nearly said musicians for some reason, because of all the paraphernalia we found in the storage car where we currently are. Just my tower fan, because it's rather warm. But yeah, we were looking around in the storage car to try and see if we can find anything. We found a load of paraphernalia for someone doing stage magic, because we know that Monty was. I've just thought the bartender before told us that Monty has a sad life, or his sad pathetic story. I think it was the term he used. I think he was a magician. Vida was his assistant, also his wife, but then he was in the tabloids. I think he accidentally killed somebody on stage, and now he's kind of like ruined. And that actually could also be a reason why he doesn't talk anymore. Trauma. Oh, that would be dark if that's what they've gone with. Oh, right. So yeah, we were looking around the storage car and we've run into this guy. This is one of the porters, and he's talked about stowaways. They've had quite a lot of stowaways, people trying to get to London, as some people always seem to want to. But yeah, so we literally just got to this point where we could start talking to him, and that's where I took my break. So if we check the porter, it was pretty tough. Definitely don't want to get on his bad side, but yeah, porters carry big heavy luggage, so okay, so let's just ask about the stowaways. You know, we porters aren't supposed to be security guards. Our job is to load and unload luggage, and yet, because of all the stowaways lately, I have to be constantly on alert. And when I see one, whammo bop bam! Oh right, so this guy's a... Oh, you beat them up? Well, no. You just alert the police at our destination and have them apprehended when we arrive. Still, it's just such a hassle. Yeah. Now, quite a few of these we've had to ask multiple times. You mentioned that some stowaways have fake or stolen tickets, right? That's right, the crafty ones realise it'll be awfully hard to stay hidden on a train for the entire ride, so they come prepared. Usually with some kind of fraudulent ticket. They'll then pretend to be legitimate passengers. Awfully crafty, but not crafty enough. You see, I'm always carrying around a list of registered passengers, so it's very easy to cross-reference a suspicious passenger with this list. Ooh. Is Alma on the list? And Emma's going to ask that, isn't she? Of course, it only works when I'm able to identify anybody that's acting suspicious, which isn't all that often, if I'm being honest. So how about this? I'm sure you've met plenty of people on this train, no? If you meet anyone suspicious, tell me their name and I'll cross-check it with my list. Maybe we can catch a criminal in the act. Any ideas on who to ask him about Beard? I can think of a few people. Yes, I can think of one very much at the top of the list. Alma. Nope, nobody named Alma registered here. Kind of surprising, actually. That's a pretty common name around these parts. Right, okay. So, nobody named Alma on this train. So that would suggest either she was a stowaway or she's been removed somehow. Yes, a missing woman. Wait a minute, I have an idea. Remember the initials that were on the ring? Yeah, I remember. To my beloved AK. Let's ask Porter if anyone registered with those initials. He said he has a passenger list, right? Although, if she was trying to run away, which was one of our theories, would she use her real name? Good idea. Right, okay, AK. Looking for someone with the initials AK. Let's have a look. Yeah, looks like there's a couple. Can you tell us their names? Let's see. Alfred Kirscher and Arnold Kraus. Average Kershaw, Arnold Kress, Andrew Kissinger. That's it. So interesting that Fisher is not in there. Those are all male names. Right. I don't think any of them are who we're looking for, but thanks for checking. Do you think it's possible the ring belonged to one of them? I don't know. Okay, let's ask about Fisher. Fisher. Nope, no Fisher here. Oh, there's an old man who told one of the train attendants his name was Fisher. You're sure there's nobody here with that name? I'm completely sure. The list doesn't lie. Unless it's been doctored. Do you know where this Fisher is right now? No, but we're told he might show up in the observation car tonight. Good to know. Maybe I'll have a talk with him tonight. Heck, maybe I'll even bring that detective with me. I wonder what Emma thinks about this development. I should ask her once I have nothing left to ask this porter. Okay. Well, let's just go through all the options then. Luggage. Yeah, I assisted loading all the luggage you see here into the storage car. I'm what's called a travelling porter. After loading, it's my job to organise the storage car to ensure smooth unloading at the station. It's quite a physically demanding job, but as you can see, I'm quite up for the task. Well, at least he's not laughing like the others. So, whistle. Wow, the whistle scared you. It comes through pretty loud in here. Frankly, it's loud everywhere on board, so much so it's hard to hear much else whenever it blows. We often receive complaints about it, waking people up in the middle of the night, but it's not just for show, you know. Well, yeah, because they've got... I think the whistle is mostly used to signal towards crossings that don't have barriers that a train's incoming, because not knowing that a train's coming is one reason people unfortunately get hit often. The conductor will blow the whistle for a variety of reasons, all related to safety. Making a wide turn when the train stops or starts moving, when we approach a station or crossing. It probably seems random, but there's method to the madness. Okay. Right, Vida and Monty. Yes, I have Vida and Monty registered here. It says here a luxury suite. Lucky. Okay. So, Daltrey. I don't have a Daltrey registered, but you're talking about that detective, right? What an ordeal that was. He strolled onto the train yesterday and just walked on board. No ticket or anything. He didn't even tell us who he was. We always had security throw him off the train before he finally showed us his badge. Honest. What was he expecting? I would have liked to have seen that. Now that raises an interesting question. Does that mean in this country, wherever we are, or Vendrica, a police officer can just walk onto a train without a ticket? That seems a little... I mean, if it's an emergency, I suppose they might be able to, but I mean, it's like that classic thing in a lot of Hollywood shows where a police officer actually shows their badge to someone and commandeers the car. It's actually illegal for them to do that. They can request for you to drive them somewhere in an emergency, but you are under no obligation to actually do it. Yeah, I mean, it's basically what they've been shown in Hollywood is quite literal police carjacking. Right, Dennis and Palmer. Yep, looks like both Dennis and Palmer registered together. They're sharing a single cabin. It seems like it's got to be rough. The bed in a single is pretty small, but sometimes people do it to save money, which I get. Yeah, they were talking about having to save money, weren't they? Okay. So... okay, I don't think we can ask anything more. Even though he's only suspicious, yep. You want to know more about the luggage in here? You and me both, buddy. I swear, I was terrified I was going to lose my head trying to get that guillotine on board. I would have thought that'd be in a box, though. Wouldn't you? Something like that, especially considering the connotations with guillotines. All I know is that the weirdest stuff in here all belongs to the same guy, some little fella with a big hat. Yep. Monty? Yeah. There's more that goes into whistle signals than you think. Okay. Yeah, those names check out. I think... yeah, I think that's everything. Right. What are you thinking, Emma? I was just thinking about Fisher. There's just so many strange coincidences about him, you know? he's from Ganbrika, like the murder victim from the hotel.
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
Fish!
Today's fish is trout à la crème. Enjoy your meal.
I will.
Yeah, you enjoy your fish there. Yeah, that is a long clip. That is a very long clip. Right, okay, right, so Fisher, he's from Ganbrika, like the murder victim from the hotel. He knows someone with the same name as the missing woman. Yes, Fisher. Yeah. On top of all that, he might not even be registered for this train. Just who is he? Well, I guess we'll just have to ask ourselves when he stops by the observation car tonight. We still have some time to kill. Is there anything we have left to do? I don't think we'll need to ask the porter about anything else. No. Let's head back to my cabin. See if there's a... Ah, yes, we can have a... Oh, yes, we can have... Right, so yeah, this is where we can just go over stuff. Right, so time. Gosh, look at the time. It's starting to get a little late. Maybe the bartender is back in the lounge now. Okay, so that's a clue for what we need to do. And actually, I like that. Because if you do go back, you can get an idea of where to go next. Very difficult to implement something like that in a game like this. So quite impressed that they've got so much. Right, so plans. I'm getting the feeling we've done just about everything we can, except talk to the bartender again, and also see Fisher in the observation car. You think he might be back in the lounge car now? Yeah, I think he would be, but let's just discuss everything first. Alright, so what do you think? Are you considering taking up golf now? No, I don't think so. Don't be like that. I know those guys are a little strange, but that shouldn't stop you from having a new experience, and now she's just trolling us. I actually kind of like watching golf on TV. Makes me think of my grandpa. He always had it on whenever I visited. He's a pretty good golfer himself. Maybe I'll ask him to give me a lesson. I know it'd be terrible, but it looks kind of fun. Well, it depends, because golfing is a lot of walking about. You find where the ball is and you knock it a bit further. It is a skill-based game, but there's a lot of walking around. Well, there's one way to get your steps in, at least. And either way, I'd love to see you in a polo and a cute little sweater. Yeah, these two are definitely going to be dating by the end of this. Yeah, I bet you would. So the bartender. Bartender sure is a playful mood today, isn't he? I wish he'd just tell us what he knows without all the hassle. Well, I will admit, all this investigating has been kind of fun, hasn't it? Yeah, it kind of has in a weird way. That said, we still don't really know what's going on here. Hopefully by this evening we'll have a good guess as to what Monty's old job was. Then we can go back to the bartender and find out what he knows. Yeah, I think we've figured it out. Right, so Monty. Now, he was hard to get a read on at first, but I get the sense that Monty's a kind-hearted man, don't you think? Yeah, performing that card trick really seemed to cheer him up, but then Vida came by. I shouldn't speculate about others' relationships, but he seems so timid, and she's so, well, you know... Right, Monty's job. When we talked to Monty, he did a card trick for us, very enthusiastically at that. According to the porter, all of the weird stuff in the storage card belonged to someone matching Monty's description. Okay, just suit of armour, a strange human-sized box, and a prop guillotine. I think that's all we know. I have a pretty good guess at what his job was, do you? Yeah. Okay, that's the same as before. Okay, that's all the same. Yeah, I don't believe a caddy's job is particularly great either. Although, I do know that some people who do caddying really do enjoy it from the perspective of things like actually advising like what club to use. Because there's a whole, as we saw with the discussion with old Dennis and Palmer, the whole thing of what club to use for what shot is so important, because all the different heads, the length of the actual club and everything, it all makes a difference. That's one of the reasons why it's such a skill-based sport. Although I'm not sure if I consider it a sport really. Although, fun fact, singer Alice Cooper and actor Jack Nicholson are golfing buddies. I think that's probably very well known, but I still find that a hilarious detail because they're from such different things, and yet they're mates. So love it. Right, where were we? Okay, so yeah, Monty's job, pretty certain he's a magician, and I think he had an accident where someone was killed on stage, and he hasn't spoken since. As to how Vida fits in with that, I don't know. Because if she was involved at the time, she'd probably be traumatised as well, unless her over-enthusiasm is her way of dealing with that. Again, probably reading too much into this. Right, storage car. We're really getting into conspiracy theory territory now. Do you really think he might be somewhere in the storage? I don't know. I think she's already... Alma's been thrown off the back of the train, and we're already too late. That's grim, but I don't know. I just feel we've already ruled out all of the sensible possibilities. If she's not there, then, well, where is she? Good point. Whether she's there or not, we might still learn something from looking around. It might end up being a waste of time, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, I mean, if she's drugged somewhere, she'd still be alive, and they'd have to keep coming back and repeatedly drugging her, but they'd also need to cater for certain sanitary things, which is why a bathroom might be an option. I mean, the luxury car may have its own bathroom suite, but then that would mean that Vida and Monty are deliberately involved in it. That would certainly explain why Monty's not happy. Again, overthinking. Yeah, so there's more to find in the storage car, which we'll do at another point. So the porter. I think we asked the porter about pretty much everyone at this point. No need to bother him anymore. Right, Alma. I can't believe I forgot her name. It's so clear to me now. Everything about our meeting happened so fast. I didn't think to ask her until just before we split up. I was so sleepy. I must not have fully committed it to memory, but I remember it now. It was Alma. I think the reason that she doesn't remember as well is because of the tea that she drank that was laced with something. The experimental thing that the bartender was putting in. And another possibility is maybe Alma drank that as well, went to the observation car and fell off. Although, as the attendant said, you'd have to actually go some length to do that. Anyway, let's move on. Well, good news is that name doesn't rule out the possibility that the ring we found belongs to her. That's right. She could still be a K. Could it be a coincidence that Fisher was also talking about somebody named Alma? I think Fisher's last name begins with K, same as Alma. I don't know, but we'll find out tonight, I suppose. Right, so that's everything. So let's go back to the lounge car. And now we get to the evening. It's starting to get a bit late. Looks like the bartender's back. And is that Daltrey and... Oh no, that's Daltrey and Martin. I doubt that's going to be Fisher. It could be, but I think that's Martin. Who's that in the booth? Is that Professor Martin and Detective Daltrey? Yeah. Hello you two. How are you both? Hey, Professor, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, all good. Was that the detective you were just talking to? Yes, he came to see me about an hour ago. He's still investigating the case from the hotel, you know. To think this train may be connected somehow. Frankly, it all seems a bit fantastic to me. My understanding is that he intends to speak with everyone on board, so I invited him to speak with me here over some coffee. How's the investigation going? Did he tell you much about it? No, not all that much, and I'm afraid I wasn't able to be of much help. Yet you still chatted with him for an hour. I only know about as much about the incident as the police would tell me that night, after all. If I had to guess, I'd say he doesn't have many leads. It's entirely possible he's been on a wild goose chase this whole time. Yeah, that'd certainly be in keeping with his character. Still, he is quite determined. He just left to look for more passengers to speak to. I'd say I hope he finds what he's looking for, but... well, I suppose I'd rather he didn't, after all. I'd feel much better if this train didn't have anything to do with the murder. I think it's got more to do with it than we want it to. I'd probably feel better with a more competent detective on board, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I've got a funny feeling that either Daltrey is involved in this somehow and the way he behaves is just an act, or he is actually a really good detective and he just has this strange way of behaving. But we'll find out, won't we? Well, I'll be going back to my cabin now. Is everything alright, Professor? Yes, I felt a tad under the weather these past few days. I do hope I'm not coming down with something, and I sincerely hope you haven't had anything that was laced by the bartender. Because that would be... there's nothing to worry about. Don't stay up too late, you two. We won't. Good night, Professor. Good night. Yeah, these two are going to stay up late. Alright, let's talk to the bartender. Right. Check. Discuss. Well, let's talk to the bartender. Speak to the bartender. Well, you're back. Have you determined what Monty's former occupation was? Yeah, I think so. Well then, let's hear it. Yes. I mean, mime is not that far off, but yeah, I think he was a musician. Sorry, not musician, magician. Right, that is correct. At one time, that man was a very popular and successful magician in Vendrica, at least as far as magicians go. What happened to him? Okay, yes, you win. I will tell you. Monty was still performing as recently as a year ago. His act was quite a popular tourist attraction. Part of his gimmick was that he'd never speak to give himself an air of mystery. His act was mostly standard tricks, impossible escapes and such. But one night, something terrible happened. While some magic tricks look dangerous, the audience typically assumes there are plenty of safety precautions in place to prevent injury. Yeah, there are some that they can mitigate the danger but not remove it entirely, so there's always risk. But while that's largely true, many tricks are quite dangerous and require pinpoint timing and skill from the performers. One night, Monty Shaw was running late, and in his haste to get on the stage, he neglected to perform a routine safety procedure. Was it the guillotine? As a result, the poor fool became trapped in a box that was to be crushed by a large weight, and he very easily could have died. When he realised he could not escape, he actually shouted for help from inside the box. The assistants pulled the box to safety moments before the weight came crashing down. I suppose help was the first word Monty had uttered in years. It took them an agonisingly long time to probe the box, with Monty begging for his life the entire time. Oh! And the audience watching in horror as it became clear that this was not part of the act. The result of that night's performance, the rest of the night's performance was cancelled, and shortly after the story became something of a tabloid curiosity. For his trouble, Monty became a laughingstock. And to make matters worse, no venues would book his act any longer, believing it to be too unsafe. Oh dear, I was completely wrong. Monty hasn't performed ever since, and the public has largely forgotten about him. But I remember. I recognised him the moment I saw him. Were you in the audience? Oh my, that's so horrible. We saw some of the props from his act in the storage car. What do you think he's trying to do? If I had to guess, I'd say he wants to start fresh in a country that is unfamiliar with his history. His career may be over in Vendrica, but the baggage from his incident shouldn't follow him all the way to London. Well, maybe not immediately. I just don't know how he can afford such a move. The man hasn't worked in a year, and frankly, his wife may live like they're rich, but I don't think Monty was bringing home millions from his act. Their supposedly glamorous lifestyle has likely always been a facade. Well, I mean, Vida's behaviour is very much a facade. That much is obvious. But, well, I suppose that's none of my business. This is all I'm able to tell you. If there's anything else to discover, you'll have to discover it yourself. What a sad story. It's so bad for him. Sort of raises more questions than it answers, though, and we still don't know what Vida and Monty have to do with Alma, if anything. Yeah, I mean, they had that ring in the hidden in their couch. The fact that Vida and Monty have refused to say that they saw the woman, Alma, kind of indicates that they're in on it, unless they've been paid. I mean, if they're desperate for money, yeah, if they're desperate for money, then they would. They'd probably agree to anything. Anything that at least isn't illegal. Yeah, there's still a piece of the puzzle missing, but at least we're making some progress, right? It's just about night time. Do you think Mr. Fisher might be in the observation car by now? I sure hope so. He's the last person who may have seen me and Alma together, and there are just too many coincidences for him to not be connected to all of this somehow. I've got a feeling he's going to refuse to say anything, and he's going to be quite verbally violent about it. I have a feeling he's hiding something big. Yeah, just what could it be? Right, so notes. So Monty, yes. Right, so Bartender told us a bit more about Monty. He used to be a popular magician in Vendrica, but an accident during one of his performances ruined his career. The bartender thinks Monty must be trying to re-establish himself in a new country, but doesn't understand how he can afford the move, considering he hasn't worked in at least a year. Well, his backstory explains why he was so excited when he performed his card trick for us, and why he seems so sad otherwise. I feel bad for him. Yes, so let's go to observation car. We need to confront Fisher. Right, so what's going to happen here? So I think something big is going to happen here. We're going to have some twist or something. Oh, there he is, right on schedule. Alright, here goes nothing. Right, so discuss. Let's talk to him. Check. Speak to Fisher. Excuse me, sir. Both of them? Yes, can I help you? You're Mr. Fisher, correct? How do you know who I am? Oh, these two wanted to talk to you earlier. I think they were looking for something. He does not look happy to know that. Check. So this is Fisher. Close up, he seems kind of frail. Okay. He doesn't want to talk about the lounge car. I don't remember, I can't help you. Oh, this is the opposite of what I was expecting. He does look like Robert Englund with a thick beard, yeah, he does. Maybe he's secretly Freddy Krueger. I don't know what you're talking about. Not very talkative, huh? You didn't want to talk to Detective Daltrey either. What is he hiding? Oh, that would be a twist. Let's ask him about Alma. We did? Maybe we'll get him talking. Alma. Oh, how do you know that name? It's the name of the woman we're looking for. Does it ring a bell? I don't know anything. Stop asking me questions. I can't help you. Yet that name means something to you, mister. That touched a nerve. Mr. Fisher, are you okay? He still won't talk to us. He seems really nervous. Should we? Should we tell him we know he's not registered for this train? I don't know. I think that might be a good idea. Let's press him just a little bit further. I know he's hiding something. He must know something about Alma. He reacted to the name, so yeah. I'm nervous about pushing him too far, but Emma's right. We need to know what he knows. What do you want? Why are you harassing me? I don't know anything about that or anything else. I've nothing to do with that. I'm Mr. Fisher. It's okay. We're just trying to find out what happened to her. You leave her out of this. I know nothing, and I will tell you nothing. Fisher, calm down. Everything will be okay. No, it won't. Mr. Fisher, we know you're not registered for this train, and so does the porter. He may already be looking for security. Emma? Not registered? Is that true, Mr. Fisher? There's no reason left for you to hide anything from us. Please. We just want to find Alma. Did you kill her? I won't go back. You can't make me go back. Oh. Well, I said it was going to turn violent. The way he's holding that gun, that's very odd, because he looks like he's just got his hand like here, like open. He doesn't seem to be holding it. I have a gun. Don't come any closer, or I'll... Oh my god. Oh, I love the panic look on her face. That's good artwork there. Stay back. I'm warning all of you. Emma can't say anything right now. Right, think. He's got a gun. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared I can't even move. If we don't do something quick, he might. But what should we do? Check Fisher. He looks scared. Does he think we're trying to hurt him? Maybe this is all just a misunderstanding. Maybe I can reason with him. Okay, let's talk. Mr. Fisher, you don't have to do this. We're not trying to get you into trouble. We're just looking for someone. Shut up, you're just trying to trick me. You can't maybe go back to Vendrica? You can't, I won't. Why is he so afraid to go back to Vendrica? I think maybe I can reason with him, okay? Yeah. Check Fisher again. He looks terrified, but why? Okay. Be quiet, go away right now or I'll... Right, nothing in here. It's no use, he's not listening. Is Emma okay? Mr. Fisher, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean, I'm not... Shut up, you can't fool me. I remember you now, you two. You two were talking to that detective. You're with the police. Oh dear. He's going to take me away. He's going to take me back and then I'll... No, I won't let you. What should I do? Check him again. He looks terrified, but right. Mr. Fisher, we're not with the detective. It's a misunderstanding. You don't have to do this. I don't have a choice. If I go back to Vendrica, I'll be killed. They'll kill me just like they killed Maxwell. Oh. Did he just say Maxwell? Where have I heard that name? Oh, Daltrey's arrived. Detective? It's over, Fisher. Drop it. I'm finished. Oh! Dolce's just taken the gun from him. There's no bullets. Mr. Fisher. Oh dear. Mr. Fisher, I searched your cabin and found your boarding pass. This ticket was stolen, was it not? Yes. Just a moment ago you said if you went back to Vendrica you'd be killed like Maxwell. Did you mean Edison Maxwell, the lawyer? Yes, that's right. Of course, Maxwell's the lawyer who was found dead yesterday, the one who Otto Keller worked for. Oh, God, I just realised something. Fisher's last name isn't K. Alma Keller, because Alma married Otto. God, I should have realised that already. The victim from the hotel used to work for. I think you better explain yourself. What are you doing on this train? Mate, can you ever forgive me for this? Yes, Mr. Fisher, of course we forgive you. I need to explain from the beginning. Ah, Expo Dump. I came to Vendrica 25 years ago with my wife and young daughter from my home in Gambrica. Oh. Does that mean Alma was from Gambrica as well? Our life in Gambrica was very challenging, so we came to Vendrica in the hopes of making a better life for our daughter. We were led to believe that Vendrica would be our promised land, that our troubles would be over when we finally arrived. Oh yeah, that old chestnut. But that was a lie. We found that opportunities for Gambrican immigrants were few and far between, and we were not welcomed with open arms as we thought we would be. The truth is, we struggled just as much in Vendrica as we did in Gambrica. It was very hard to make ends meet, and it only got harder when my wife fell ill. Yeah, we can see what happened there. I tried my best to be a good father to my daughter, but I know I made many mistakes. When she grew older, she met an Englishman who wanted to take her away to London. She begged me to let her go, but I was afraid of losing her. I said some things I shouldn't have said. It doesn't matter. In the end, she left without saying a word. My life hit rock bottom, and that's when I met him, Maxwell. He introduced himself with a proposal. He would pay me a sizable sum if I spied on my employer for him. Oh yeah. Oh, someone, I think it was Daltrey, mentioned that Maxwell wasn't a good person. He was into things like blackmail and stuff. So I'd been working as a gardener for a Vendrican senator for a few years. I don't know why, but Maxwell wanted information. Senator. Oh, wait. I think I'm getting a bigger picture now. Maxwell was selling information back to Gambrica. He was spying, literally. I couldn't say no. I needed the money. I could barely support myself as it was. Every Sunday night, I would meet Maxwell at his home to tell him what I had found. He would pay me and I would go. It seemed harmless enough. This went on for a few months until one day I received a letter in the mail. It was from my daughter. I hadn't heard from her in over 2 years, and I couldn't believe it. She told me she'd just given birth to a daughter. And she named her after her grandmother, my wife. She named her Alma. So Alma was his granddaughter. Suddenly I was overcome with guilt. What had I become? Spying on a politician for a crooked lawyer? I hardly recognised myself. How could I face my daughter? How could I face my granddaughter knowing what I had done? So that raises the question of what was Alma doing here and why wasn't she on the register? That Sunday I resolved to tell Maxwell that I wouldn't spy for him anymore, but he refused. He threatened me. He said if I stopped, he would use his connections in the government to have me deported. He had me trapped. Oh, did he kill Maxwell and then Otto as well? Not sure why he'd kill Otto. What could I do? How could I refuse? I had to keep spying for him, but at least now I had a goal. I could save up my money and buy a ticket to London. I would escape. I would find my daughter. I was so close. I only needed a few more payments from Maxwell and I'd be finished. But then I went to his house 2 nights ago and he was dead. Ah, so somebody else killed him. Possibly the government. But then Would the government kill him with a knife in the back? I panicked. I ran as fast as I could, and then it hit me. Somebody must have found out about the spying. I got to Maxwell first, but I must be next. I had to escape, so I came to the station. Well, you know what I did. I never thought I'd be found out when the train left the station. I was sure I was free. I'd soon be in London, reunited with my daughter and her family. Mr. Fisher. Why is Daltrey giving a side-eye like that? What a story. Yeah, but there is that big question. Was Ulmer on the station? And another question is, if Ulmer was his granddaughter, then where does the K come from? Because it almost seems like AIM, or the AK, means Ulmer Keller. But that has raised more questions. What a story. This senator you were working for, what was his name? Oh, wait, is it one we've already known? Gordon. The one that Martin was talking about. It was Senator Gordon. The one that Martin was friends with. Isn't that? Yes. Professor Martin's old friend. Officer, I'm begging you. Please let me stay in London. Don't make me go back to Vendrica. Yeah, it doesn't explain why Maxwell and Otto was killed, though. That's the thing. I just want to see my daughter. I just want to meet my granddaughter. I just want to meet Ulmer. When we arrive in London, you'll have to come back with me on the first train back to Vendrica. I promise that no harm will come to you when we return home. I've got a feeling that's a promise he won't be able to keep, but, Oh, detective, can't you let him stay? I know he's probably... Oh, this woman is such a sop. Oh. It isn't up to me. If the rest of you wouldn't mind, I'd like to speak with him alone for a while. Yeah, let's go. Right, so, okay. So Mr. Fisher was spying on Senator Gordon for the lawyer who was killed yesterday. Maxwell, what a weird coincidence. Why would someone want to spy on Gordon? I wonder what Martin thinks about this. Yeah. So Fisher. So he had a breakdown when we confronted him with our questions about Ulmer and threatened us with a gun, though we learned from Daltrey that it wasn't even loaded. He told us his story. He was a Ganrican immigrant living in Vendrica, trying to make ends meet, struggling. His wife Ulmer passed away of an illness, and when his daughter grew up, she left Vendrica with her boyfriend to live in London. When he was at rock bottom, he was approached by a shady lawyer, Edison Maxwell, with a proposal. Maxwell would pay Fisher to spy on his employer, Senator Gordon. Fisher was desperate for cash, so he did it, until one day he received a letter from his daughter informing him, granddaughter named Ulmer. Okay. Threatened with deportation. Tried to raise money to get a ticket to flee, but Maxwell was killed. He assumed that somebody had found out about the spying. And yeah, sad story, and it looks like the Ulmer that Fisher mentioned was actually a totally different person from the one we're looking for. Not necessarily. I mean, fair enough, the porter did say that Ulmer is a fairly common name in Vendrica. So it's possible they're different people, but it's a bit too much of a coincidence. And I mean, it's not impossible. Actually, think about it, it hasn't said how old his granddaughter is or how long ago his granddaughter Alma was born. So in that case, maybe it is a completely different person. Yeah. Well, no, I guess not. Fisher's Alma is a different person entirely, so we still don't know anything about her. Okay. Right. Check. Yeah, let's head back to our cabin and, well, my cabin, not our. And she's a bit torn by this whole thing. I feel so ashamed of myself. I was so sure he knew something about Alma. I thought if we cornered him, we could get him to talk. I mean, yeah, we did. We certainly succeeded at that. But not quite the way we wanted. It was just a coincidence. And now he won't get to be reunited with his family. It's all my fault. No, not necessarily. I mean, he's broken the law. It's all right. Well, I think we both went a little too far. I feel really bad for Mr. Fisher, but it just seemed like such a good lead. How could I ever apologise for this? I don't know what to say. Let's take a step back. We've got a lot of information today. We can worry about Mr. Fisher later. She's still waiting for us to find him, remember? You're right. Just give me a second. Okay, let's review what we've learned. Oh yeah, there's going to be a quiz, isn't there? Right, just like last time. Okay, right, so think. Man, my head is absolutely spinning right now. I hope going over everything that happened today will help clear things up, but I just feel exhausted. Yeah, Emma does need a hug. I think Fisher needs a hug as well. Right, so... she doesn't want to talk. Check Emma. She's really shaken. I haven't got an option to give her a hug, so... so okay, let's do the review. Might cheer her up by doing it. Right. The day got off to a bad start. When I woke up, I discovered the ring we found yesterday was missing. I searched my cabin for over an hour, but couldn't find it anywhere. I still feel so stupid for losing it. Gamma, we're still able to investigate without it. Yeah, we still needed to find the other people who might have seen me and Alma together, so we went to the lounge car to look for him. Well, one thing we haven't done, we haven't asked Fisher whether he had seen Emma with the other woman. We didn't get a proper answer from him about that. So, right, we started with the golfers, Dennis and Palmer. Why do I get the feeling Dennis and Palmer is a reference to something? That feels like it goes together naturally, like I've heard it before, like a company name or something. Anyway, unfortunately, neither of them remembered a thing about me or Alma. They were too busy arguing about putters or whatever. When we brought it up, yeah, I can't place it either. So when we brought it up, though, Dennis proposed a couple of theories to explain what might have happened to her. Some of them were a little ridiculous, but, well, what did you think of Dennis's theories? So options are, it makes sense for her to not be on the train anymore, which personally I think is the most likely one or the most realistic one. It would certainly explain why nobody can find her. If she's still on board, she's probably in the storage car, which would be a grim find if we find it. I only think the last one is ridiculous. I think the most likely one is that she's not on the train anymore. Yeah, that would explain why she's so hard to find, but the train hasn't stopped once since it departed. If she's not here anymore, then that means... You're right, though. It would make some sense. If somebody wanted to offer, then throwing off the back of the train would be that. But if that was the case, wouldn't we find signs of a fight? Although there is a theory that maybe she jumped. As the attendant said, you'd have to make the effort to do it. About as much sense as if he were never on the train in the first place. Which, unfortunately, again, is another possibility. I mean, if that is the reality, that'd be very disappointing and very upsetting for Emma as well. Anyway, after we finished talking with them, we ran into Mr. Fisher for the first time. He was trying to get away from Daltrey. It seemed pretty suspicious, and we now understand why. Fisher left quickly and Daltrey went back to his investigation, so around this time we talked to the bartender. Yep, and that creep made us a deal. If we could correctly guess what Monty's former job was, he'd tell us a bit more about the two of them, Monty and Vida. Gosh, after everything that happened tonight, I almost completely forgot about those two. We tried talking to them again too, but that didn't go so well. Oh yeah, Monty was around at first, and well, he's a man of few words. There's one thing that seemed to resonate with him though. Do you remember what seemed to catch Monty's attention? Silent communication. Yeah, it was a deck of cards. Yeah, it was a deck of cards. As soon as we showed it to him, he performed a little card trick for us. It was very charming. But then Vida came back and kicked us out. I really felt bad for Monty at the time. He seemed so happy before she came back. Anyway, the card trick was a pretty solid clue about Monty's former job, but it was finding all the things in the storage car that really clinched it. A cage, a weird box, a suit of armour, a guillotine, all props from his act. So, one more time, what kind of job did he have? He was a magician. That's right, he used to be a magician. It seems so obvious in hindsight, doesn't it? Once we figured it out, we talked to the bartender who told us about Monty's past. Apparently during one of his shows, he neglected an important safety procedure and it almost cost him his life. After that, he became a laughingstock and no venues would book his act anymore. How sad. It's just, if Monty's been out of a job for so long, could the two of them really afford a luxury suite on his train? One idea that's just popped into my head, maybe the money is actually Vida's. Perhaps she's got a lot of money in her family, and it's only him that's broke. The bartender seemed to think they must be broke. It doesn't make any sense. They just seem to be hiding something. We need to get them to talk to us somehow. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Mr. Fisher. We asked the train attendant in the observation car about him. He told us about how excited he was to see his family in London. And they had mentioned to her something about a woman named Alma. Hearing that name jogged my memory. The woman we've been looking for told me her name was Alma, I'm sure of it. After that, I was certain Fisher must know something about her. But it turned out it was just a coincidence. And actually something just popped into my head. If the Alma is a completely separate one, then that means that Alma Keller being married to Otto Keller is still a possibility. Because it would certainly explain the wedding ring. Unless she was the one who committed the murders. That would certainly explain why she believes that she doesn't deserve any sympathy. If she was forced to, she had to. Although there was that moment we did see some kind of image from the conversation that Otto had in the hotel room before he died. But then these two wouldn't know that. Let's move on. The Alma that Fisher was talking about isn't the same Alma. Do you remember who it actually was? His wife, his granddaughter, or his wife and granddaughter? Yeah, Fisher's daughter recently had a baby. Oh, recently. So that confirms so Alma is an infant. Right. Who she named Alma after the baby's grandmother, Fisher's late wife. It's just so sad. How could I be so stupid? It's okay, Emma. We had other reasons to be suspicious of Fisher, remember? Yeah, because of what we learned from the porter in the storage car. When we first talked to the porter, he was a bit agitated. Apparently, they've been dealing with a particular problem on these trains lately. What was that problem? Dubious teeth in the lounge car. Actually, all of those are valid. All of those are perfectly valid, but no, the one he mentioned was stowaways. Apparently he's been finding stowaways a lot. Dubious tea. Yes, very dubious tea. I would not trust the tea from that bartender. Because I'm pretty certain he's in on the whole thing. The fact that he flat out said that the other woman didn't exist, he knows something. Yeah, he's been finding a lot of stowaways on the train recently. When we told the porter about Mr. Fisher, he confirmed that nobody with that name was registered for this train. So it seems pretty likely that Mr. Fisher was actually a stowaway. At that point, all that was left for us to do is to find him ourselves. Yeah. Mr. Fisher panicked when we confronted him. He pulled a gun, but Daltrey appeared in the nick of time to de-escalate the situation, and it turned out the gun wasn't even loaded. He was just really scared. He was working as a spy for Mr. Maxwell, the lawyer whose death Daltrey was investigating. He even discovered Maxwell's body last night, which made him think that someone found out about the spying, and that he may be killed too, so he stole a train ticket in order to escape. He also told us about the circumstances that led him to this point. I can't believe everything Fisher has been through. I didn't know conditions for Gambican immigrants were so bad. I didn't get that impression from Martin at all. You remember, right? Last night Martin told him that Vendrick had been working to open its borders to Gambican refugees, but, well, yeah, as we know, I mean, the government can do one thing and then all the people on the ground do something else entirely. That's not that uncommon. He didn't tell us they were still struggling. Yeah, but that isn't the only thing that's bothering me. It's who Fisher was involved with. You caught it too, right? The person Maxwell was having Mr. Fisher spy on. Oh god, I've got to spell it out. Gordon. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised the game hasn't asked for more of these. Unless that's a difficulty thing. Could be. But yeah, I mean, it's weird that some of them are multiple choice, but then others I've got to put them in. Yeah, it was Senator Gordon, Professor Martin's old friend. After that, Daltrey told Mr. Fisher that he couldn't stay in London and they'd have to be going back to Vendrick. I guess that means he'll be arrested. That was the most serious I've ever seen Daltrey. A little eerie. Well, I think that's everything. She's not going to get much sleep, is she? But what's going on? I don't know.
No.
We only have a day left until we reach London. We've found out so much, but still no sign of Ulmer. What should we do? It's been a long day. I think we should get some sleep, but tomorrow we'll need to find Mr. Fisher again and still have a very important question to ask him. Yeah, with everything that's been going on, did he see her with the other woman? He's the only person left who might remember seeing me and Ulmer together in the lounge car. We still need to find out what Vida and Monty are hiding too. It'll be okay, Emma. We can still get to the bottom of this. I'm not entirely sure if she wants to get to the bottom of that. Yeah, I like that redeem. Unfortunately, it's a bit tricky for me to figure out what it's in reference to because of the delay. But I will try. I think I'm going to go to bed now. I want to be alone for a bit, if that's okay. Dude, give her a hug. It's okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. I had a feeling that was the case. Oh, the music. The music got very dramatic. God, I've never seen it like this. I had such a sick feeling in my stomach. Just what is going on here? I think I'm a little scared to find out. Right, chapter 3. Okay, that says the old man and the picture of Daltrey, I believe. So, what's happened overnight? Oh, is that rain? We've got rain on the window. What time is it? Wow, it's really pouring out there. Okay, right, Daltrey. Maybe I was wrong about Daltrey. If he hadn't shown up to defuse the situation after Mr. Fisher pulled the gun, who knows what might have happened. Well, we know the gun wasn't loaded now. So, that's another reason why he might have been terrified. Right, okay, think. It's after 10 AM. Emma's late again. Pretty unlike her to let me sleep in. I figured she'd want to start investigating right away. I think she's hiding in her room. Or maybe she's missing. Maybe she's not really in the mood after what happened last night. I think the safest thing to do is go and check up on her. At the very least, to make sure she's had some breakfast. Check where? What a dreary day. Interesting, it's got... Not in the mood to listen to anything from the boombox right now. Okay. Just got out of bed. No time to hop back in. I've got no option to go anywhere. I get it. I know where she is. There's only one person Emma would trust enough for advice when she's feeling down, and that's Martin. I bet I'll find her if I go to his cabin. Okay. Still feeling somewhat linear, if I'm honest. There they are. Oh, hello. Good morning. Have you two been up all night? Talking. And I've just noticed something. I've got a feeling those two windows are using the exact same animation loop. I mean, if I'd done that, I would have made sure to offset them, or offset the starting frame to make sure they're not perfectly in sync. But yeah. Hey guys, I thought I might find you here. I was surprised you didn't wake me up hours ago. Oh yeah. Have a seat. Emma and I were just having a conversation. You two have had quite the adventure the past few days, I gathered. Oh, I guess Emma told him what's been going on. Yes. My, where to begin? Emma told me the two of you have been looking for a woman named Ulma who evidently went missing on the day of our departure. She told me all about your investigation, the many places you've explored, the people you've spoken to, and she told me about the incident last night with that Fisher gentleman. That was a frightening ordeal. I'm so glad the two of you are safe. It makes sense to me now. The ring you showed me yesterday, you believed it may belong to this Ulma. I wish the two of you would have confided in me earlier. Perhaps I could have helped somehow. I'm sorry for Professor. I already felt terrible about making this Beard's problem. I didn't want to make it yours too. But that's what I'm here for, isn't it? It's my job to help, not just with your studies, but with anything you may need. So what do you make of all this, Professor? I must confess it's a lot to process. I'm not quite sure what to think. All of this, on top of that detective investigating some very serious crimes, there is certainly something unusual happening here, but I feel it best for us to remain level-headed. There must be an explanation, and I'm certain in time it will become clear to us. Professor, there was something Fisher said last night that I wanted to ask you about. I told you that Fisher was being forced to spy on a Vendrican politician by a lawyer named Maxwell. The man he was spying on was his employer. He said it was Senator Gordon. Senator Gordon? Isn't that the name of your friend? The one who invited you to Vendrica for this trip? Yes, that's right. Well, the idea that Fisher knew Gordon doesn't necessarily surprise me. As I told you the other night, Senator Gordon works extensively with Gamrican refugees. If Fisher is Gamrican, it makes sense that he and Gordon may have crossed paths. However, the idea that this Fisher gentleman was spying, that is alarming. I can't imagine why someone would want to spy on Gordon. Well, he's a senator. I mean, what more reason do you need for them to be spied on? Foreign intelligence. Yeah? I've just realised my camera is pointing a little bit high. My head is kind of centred in the camera view, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'll sort it out for next time. Yeah. The thought that this Maxwell character was using a downtrodden man like Fisher for such a thing is just unconscionable. Yeah, I mean, we knew Maxwell was pretty shitty, so... Listen to me, you two. I know that I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but please be careful. It would give me tremendous peace of mind to know that you two weren't involving yourselves in something potentially dangerous. I have a funny feeling you're going to be not having a peace of mind. I just ask that you be sensible. I don't think I could bear it if anything happened to you. You understand, Professor? Right, thank you for joining me for breakfast, and thank you for staying to chat. I know that things may seem uncertain right now, but I do believe we are in good hands with that detective on board. I'm sure everything will be sorted out before we arrive in London tonight. Until then, well, just stay cautious. Oh yeah, day 4 is the third day of the train trip, so yeah, we'll be arriving. Whether that will be this chapter, I don't know. I will see you both tonight when we disembark. Don't forget to don't forget to begin packing your things. We'll be arriving before you know it. We will, Professor. I have a feeling they won't be. Hey, can we go back to your cabin for a bit? Well, Emma still seems a bit shaken up. I'm not surprised she went to Martin for some reassurance. I hope it was helpful. I'm just wondering, were they there all night? Man, what is this? Am I feeling jealous? Yes, you are feeling jealous, dude. Yeah, you two are going to be dating. I've said it multiple times, and I'll be very disappointed if they're not. The signs are all there. Hey, Bid, are you alright, Emma? I just wanted to apologise. I'm sorry I went to talk to Martin without you. It's just... I wouldn't say that's an apology. You've known him a lot longer than you've known us. After last night, I felt so guilty for what I did to Mr. Fisher. It made me start questioning everything I've been doing. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want you to see me like that. You know, when I first realised Alma was missing, I thought about going to Martin for help right away, but the past few years I've depended on him so much. Whatever problems I've had with school, stress, work, anything really, he's always been there for me when I needed advice. So he's kind of a father figure for her. So this time I thought I'd find another way. I wouldn't make it his burden. I wouldn't ruin his trip with my problems. So you decided to ruin our trip. Really, I thought I could get through this without him, but, well, I guess I couldn't. Yes! Yeah. It's okay, but there's nothing wrong with asking someone for help, especially after everything you've been through. If it makes you feel better, I'm glad you asked me. Thanks, Beard. So, where do we go from here? Martin was very polite, but I can tell he's sceptical. I don't think he really believes me. And I don't know. Maybe he's right. After everything that's happened, I can't help but feel like we might be in over our heads a little bit. Maybe we should just leave everything for Detective Daltrey to sort out. Or maybe we could get him on board. Maybe there's something he knows. Oh, I don't know. What do you think? What should we do? No way I'm leaving it to Daltrey. I'm not. I'd rather involve him than leave it to him. But we're going to continue our investigation. I know Martin wants us to stay safe, but I feel we've come too far to call it quits now. We still have a lead to chase, remember? Yeah, I know. Mr. Fisher. We still need to ask him if he remembers seeing me with Alma the other day. If nothing else, I think we should at least see what he has to say. Don't you? Okay, you're probably right. I guess it couldn't hurt to check with it, just to be sure. At this point, I'd be surprised if he remembered seeing Alma, but if nothing else, I'd love to apologise to him for last night. How about we ask the observationist car attendant if she knows what happened to him after last night? Any excuse to see her again, huh? Oh, give me a break. It's okay, I'm just teasing. I think it's a great idea. Just let me know when you're ready. Okay, right, we've got no notes. No new notes. Check on them. At this point, I really don't have much more to say about. I thought I clicked on Emma. Check. Emma. It's like she's cheered up a bit. That's good. I was a little worried for a minute there. Still, I can't imagine what's going through her head right now. It's been 2 days, and I feel like we're barely any closer to Alma than we were at the start. And then there's Mr. Fisher. I think it took her a lot of courage to decide to keep moving forward. She's more strong-willed than she gives herself credit for. We should go to the observation cave. Yeah. Yeah, he's... They're both falling for each other. That's much is pretty obvious. Well, there's the attendant, and wait, look at who that is. It's Mr. Fisher. Yes, he's already here. That's so lucky. Right, so let's discuss. Let's try to talk to him. Check. Where? So, this guy again. The atmosphere in this place has totally changed, man. Something must have happened here. He's not wrong. No, he's not wrong at all. So the attendant. Even after everything that happened yesterday, she seems as cheery as ever. Must be pretty tough, or maybe just short-term memory. Fisher's a lucky guy. There he is. I wonder what happened with him and Daltrey after we left last night. Okay, let's go to Mr. Fisher. Oh, hello, you two. I would like to sincerely apologise for my behaviour last night. There was no excuse for me to cause such a panic. No, I'm the one who should apologise. It's all my fault that you can't stay in London. No, everything that has happened, I brought upon myself. I've made many mistakes in my life, but from this day forward, I'm determined to become a man worthy of my granddaughter. I know I will meet her someday. Mr. Fisher, we're really sorry to bother you, but would you mind if we asked you some questions? Not at all. What can I help you with? Check. Looks like he's doing all right, all things considered. Okay. Right. I spoke with Detective Daltrey at length last night. I had no idea he was here investigating Maxwell's death. And this was also the first I heard about what happened to poor Otto. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't have any hard feelings. The detective was only doing his job, and he was kind enough to allow me to keep my accommodations here in spite of everything. Okay? Yes, we can ask about Otto. So what was his relation with Otto Keller? Did you know Otto Keller? Well, you know about Otto? It seems I was the last to find out. I didn't know him well, but having worked with Maxwell for a while, we did cross paths from time to time. He was Maxwell's housekeeper, in case you weren't aware. He was a very kind man. He was a Gambican immigrant like myself, so I found him very easy to talk to. To think he too was killed. I want to ask him about the ring and the initials AK. Whether he thinks that might have... Did Otto have a wife? Yeah, because I think that would be a very pertinent question. Okay, so Maxwell. Maxwell introduced himself to me at a bar. I could tell that he was trouble, but the money he was offering was too good to pass up. I have no idea what interest Maxwell had in Senator Gordon. Frankly, I didn't want to know. At first, Maxwell just had me listen to Gordon's conversations and report back what I heard. Later, he got more daring and asked me to look through his documents, memorise them, and tell me what they said. He managed to do that without getting caught. And if I'm being honest, I don't think Senator Gordon ever noticed my presence. He never suspected a thing as far as I'm aware. Okay, let's go to the pertinent thing. Do you remember sitting in the lounge car 2 days ago? Would have been around this time. That would have been shortly after the train departed, correct? Yes, I do believe I spent some time in the lounge car. I was so thrilled to have made it to border. I wanted to explore the whole train. Of course, eventually I found my way here, which is my preferred spot. Do you by any chance remember seeing me there with another woman? Oh, I'm not so good with faces, but let me think. He's going to say yes, he did see the two of them. I'm very sorry, I just can't remember. Oh. That's annoying. No, you can't. I know this seems strange given that Maxwell was paying me to be observant, but I must confess, well, my memory just isn't what it used to be. It's hard for me to commit small details to memory unless I really try, and I'm afraid I don't recall seeing you before last night. I sincerely apologise. It's okay, Mr. Fisher. Thanks anyway. Man, can't believe it. Out of everyone, I really thought he'd be the one who'd be able to help us. And to be honest, that would have been the stereotypical thing to do. The fact that they've gone without that is an interesting twist, but where does it leave us? And unless something happens that points us in a new direction, is it really it? Do we really have nowhere else we can go from it? Emma's being nice, but she must be pretty disappointed. Check. You okay, Emma? Yeah, I'm okay. You want to keep talking to Mr. Fisher? Maybe he knows something else that could help us. Well, if you want to, sure. Oh, we can. We can ask about Alma specifically. You're saying you had tea with a woman in the lounge car that morning and that her name was Alma. What a coincidence. My wife's name was Alma. When my daughter wrote to me, she named her newborn after her. I was very moved, but to answer your question, no, I'm afraid I don't remember ever seeing her. I'm very sorry. I would only ever see Otto for a few minutes at a time. We didn't do much more than small talk. I remember him telling me how he and his wife wanted to start a family. Yeah. I could tell he was struggling like the rest of the immigrants, but I always sensed nothing but optimism from him. He truly was a very kind man. Can't ask about his wife. I'm afraid I don't know why Otto was at the hotel 3 nights ago, but the timing is remarkable. I found Maxwell dead the same night. The detective asked me if I thought Otto may have been Maxwell's killer. A terrible thought. Maxwell wasn't a good man. I assume he had many enemies, but no matter what he may have done, I just can't see Otto as a killer. Not unless he truly had no choice. Let's go through some of the others, because as we've seen, asking multiple times gives us more information, and sometimes that is the trigger for something. I found Maxwell in exactly the same way Daltrey described him, sitting alone at his dinner table with a knife in his back. How pitiful. I couldn't tell you much more. As soon as I realised he was dead, I fled the scene in panic. Maxwell, okay. I'm sorry, I don't remember seeing her. Daltrey, you're wondering what else the two of us talked about? Yes. Well, naturally, the detective wanted to know why I was spying for Maxwell, or more specifically, what it was that Maxwell wanted to know about Senator Gordon. I told the detective anything I knew, anything to help track down whoever killed Otto and Maxwell. Gordon. You might think I knew Senator Gordon very well, having worked as his gardener for years. Not necessarily. But what little of a relationship we had could be called strictly professional. He paid little mind to me, and I paid little mind to him, at least when I wasn't spying. Even then, very little of the information Maxwell had me gather made much sense to me. Something about, some suspicious foreign connections and payments he'd received many years ago to... I beg your pardon, I shouldn't be telling you any of this. That would be terribly irresponsible. Of course. But I really want to know. Yes, I really want to know. Right. I can't tell you much about it. Okay. Do you remember anything else from when you were in the lounge car that morning? Anything else? Let me think. Oh, I do remember a rather strange couple coming in at one point. They were hard not to notice, very oddly dressed. The woman made quite a show of her arrival. That must have been Vida and Monty. Are those their names? I would admit those two struck me as a little odd, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I don't think they stayed long. If I recall correctly, the woman went to the bar at one point, and they left shortly after. That tracks with what the bartender told us. Right. There was that strange couple. The detective was just doing his job. Okay. Poor Otto, may he rest in peace. Right, I think that's everything I can get. A bit, yeah. I think we've bothered Mr. Fisher enough, don't you think? Sure, but we still haven't learned anything new. Yeah, I think maybe it's time to move on, you know? But Emma, what about Alma? I really appreciate everything you've done for me the past few days, really. You're a great friend, I really mean that. I just think it's about time I face reality. I'm the only one who remembers Alma, and after 3 days of searching, we've turned up nothing proving she exists. No witnesses, no real evidence, even the ring wasn't even anything concrete. Really, all we've done is make things worse. It's really hard for me to accept, but I think maybe it was just a dream. I don't know. Come on, Emma, you can't be serious. I mean, that is certainly a possibility, a serious one, but I am. It's just more likely, you know? I just noticed those redeems were on. I'll need to check those, because those redeems shouldn't be on a request. Anyway, that there's some grand conspiracy going on where everyone's either deliberately or unknowingly covering up Alma's existence. Or that I overheard Mr. Fisher talking about a person named Alma, then had a weird dream after drinking some tea. It sounds so silly when you put it that way, right? I guess so, but it's alright. Honestly, it's a relief. Both of us have been distracted by this for long enough. I've barely even thought about my term paper, and besides, if there really is something funny going on here, I'm sure Detective Daltrey will get to the bottom. I think I'm just tired of playing detective, you know? I just want to go back to being me. I can't believe this. What's gotten into her? Is she really giving up? It might not necessarily be a case of giving up. It might simply be a case of she's been pushed so far that she might not want to accept the kind of reality of what we might find if we do carry on. I know things aren't looking too good right now, but I wonder. If I didn't have a term paper to procrastinate on, would I have believed her? Would I have believed the story at all if it wasn't coming from Emma? I don't know that I'm ready to give up just yet, but okay, if you're sure, then I'm with you. Thanks, Beard. How about we go back to your home and do some brainstorming for our papers? We both have a lot of ground to make up. Sure, that sounds good. Yeah, so there's nothing in there. Hold on. Mr. Fisher. I just remembered something. Ooh. Now she's interested. There was something about that odd couple. I knew there was some reason I remembered them. You're saying you remember something about Vida and Monty, Mr. Fisher? Oh yes, I did remember something. It probably isn't anything substantial, just a bit of an odd interaction that struck me as a tad curious. The woman went to the bar while her husband waited in one of the booths. She talked to the bartender for some time. I remember seeing her hand the bartender some money, but I don't believe she ever had a drink. Vida said she did have a glass of wine. And Emma said she had a tea with Alma. 2 teas. Oh. Yeah, 3 drinks. If Vida didn't have a drink... Yes, the plot thickens. She never had a drink, no glass of wine or anything. No, certainly not. I watched her the entire time. You must think me to be rather rude, but I assure you I was merely curious. No, that's all right. Well, I'm sure it was nothing. Perhaps someone ordered a bottle of wine to be delivered to her cabin. I'm sorry. This must seem utterly trivial. I sincerely apologise for wasting your time. Oh no, you haven't wasted our time in the slightest. It's okay, Mr. Fisher. Thanks for talking with us. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Fisher. It was my pleasure. I hope I was of some help to you both. If you need anything else, please don't hesitate to ask. Bye now. Yes. Okay, so I know I just told you I want to stop investigating, and I mean it really, but both the bartender and Vida told us she had a glass of wine that morning. Mr. Fisher says she didn't have anything. I know Mr. Fisher's memory is a little spotty, but he seemed pretty certain about this, and if he's right, then that means both Vida and the bartender lied to us. Yes!
Yeah!
Yes! Yes, as you say, the plot very much thickens. I thought the same thing. I'm not saying this proves anything, but why would they both lie about that? Isn't that strange? Yeah, it is. And to that point, if Vida ever had a glass of wine, then why never had a glass of wine? Then why would she give money to the bartender for his silence? Is this really anything? Am I just making a big deal out of nothing? No, Emma. I think this might be the break we were looking for. What do you mean? Think about it. With everything we know, if Vida never had a drink in the lounge car, then... You're right. That doesn't prove everything, but we need to talk to the bartender right away. Do we? Do we need to talk to the bartender? We're back, baby. Yes, we are, and I'm going to be finishing up soon as well. So let's go talk to the bartender, see where that goes. Oh, those two are back there again. There he is. Let's not waste any time. So let's check. There he is. No messing around anymore. He's going to tell us the truth this time. Actually, I just thought of something. This could lead into quite a lengthy conversation, so I think what we need to do here is save and finish up for the evening, because it's approaching 10 PM, the usual time that I tend to finish. But yeah, I have a feeling we're going to have this done next time, because we're into chapter 4 and there are 5 chapters for the game. So last week on the stream we got through the entirety of chapters 1 and 2, and we finished at the beginning of our chapter 3. And today we've done the whole of chapter 3, and we've done the beginning of chapter 2, so chapter 4, possibly about half of it. So yeah, I'm pretty certain we should have this done by next time. So let's just cut over to here to see if there is anyone available to raid. Who is online? People who I'm following. So obviously Doc is online because we raided him last time. Oh, is anyone... I don't know if anyone's playing this at the moment. Oh, who should we drop in on? Actually, you know what? How long have you been going? Yeah, there's someone I ran into a while ago called Anya Keister. I think she's only been going a little bit shorter than I have. Yeah, she's doing co-working and studying. So yeah, she played Snatcher quite a while ago, and that's when I originally found her. So yeah, this game might be of interest to her if she hasn't heard of it. So yeah, we will drop in on her. So yeah, great second stream back as well. So good progress on the game. Yeah, I'm really interested to figure out what happens. I mean, we are heading towards a conclusion now, and I'm certain we're going to find the ending next time. So yeah, the bartender. I think the bartender's just been paid off. I think Vida just paid off the bartender. So literally, Vida is the only one. Oh, I just noticed the clip. Thank you. But yeah, Vida is at the center of this. Exactly how, I don't know, and I think Monty's going to be the one to tell us. So I think his vow of silence is going to be something we're going to have to break somehow. But yes, right. So yeah, so finishing up, thank you to everyone who has been here, lurkers and chatters. Everyone is welcome. Thank you for the redeems as well. Those are nice and fun. I want to think about some more as well. Some additional things. There's some of them are also random variations on them as well, which can be fun to find. So yeah, I should be back on a similar sort of time next week, Friday, 7 p.m. GMT. I'm not sure if I might go back to twice a week at some point, but I'm not sure yet. It was always quite a lot of effort to keep that going. I mean, I think there are people who stream every single day and stream for longer than I do. But yeah, for someone like me, it's interestingly outside of my comfort zone. Something I'm trying. I have been trying. Anyway, yeah, so if you're not joining me for the raid, links below to have a look at while I'm off stream. There's my YouTube where all my VODs will be on. There's my Blue Sky where I do, I don't do a whole lot, but I'm on there. I do send my notifications out. I've got a Discord as well, which I forgot to post in there for this live stream. I should have a checklist for everything that I do before and after a stream. I said that all the time when I was streaming before, like for however long that was, and oh yeah, I probably should start doing that. But anyway, yes, we are finishing up. So I'll say again, thank you to everyone who has been by, and yeah, if you are not joining me for the raid, I hope you have a good weekend, and I shall see you again soon. Bye.